Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play LSD. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and it's good to be back in familiar waters. Now, that may or may not have been a pun, depending on what game I uploaded before this batch of videos. Who knows? I do know that it's a rarity to hear me say the phrase, "it may or may not be," on account of I really kinda hate it. Because if you think about it, the phrase applies to literally everything. Everything may or may not be. There is no magical third option here. Although I am liking this tile set, especially with the purple sky. And I'm sure that I say that every single time I see it. And I'm sure that every time I ask if Purple Sky is a song or a band name or something. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of Purple Rain. Or Deep Black Skies. Now Aha! Yes! Now I've had a thought. You hear that clunking noise? It seems to be coming from this door right here. And if I get a bit closer, and you take a look, you can, well, just about on this tile set, see that it says WC on the door. Now, WC stands for getting stuck in the wall and having to link out of the room, apparently. Great. Anyway, WC stands for water closet, and it's usually where you'd find the toilet. Now my thought is, what if, in Japan, the water closet is also where you'd find the washing machine? That's why you hear the clunking sounds when you go there. I mean, quite why the bear makes the same sounds, I don't know. And did I just see that window pop into existence? I did! Excellent! Time to leave the simulation, I guess. Oh, and talking about video game poppin', actually, I recently played through Zombie U because I paid £7 for it. Damn it, I want to feel justified. Anyways, playing the game, you very quickly learn the trick to spotting the enemies, because pretty much without fail, they spawn behind you just after you go through that door. You know? Like, it got to the point I'd often walk backwards through obvious plot doors, so I'd be better equipped to pop off the zombies as they suddenly arrived and followed me in. And with that said, it's not as bad as it could be. The worst game I ever played with Poppin' was Condemned 2. Like, the enemies often spawn right behind you, but the game assumed you'd be facing a certain way at the time, so if you knew what was coming, you could watch the enemies spawn in mid-air. And sometimes they'd even do it in a T-pose. It's pretty great. And now, I choose to go through the floor at the little cove. I want to make it my mission to throw myself off the edge of the world map as soon as I can in this little run. And again, I say that now, everything could change in like 20 minutes when I go to make the next episode. Oh, and look at that! I've got a... what's that, a 9, 10 count along the x-axis? Nothing important, it's just something that makes me smile to see it. Now all rise for the second dream. And be seated, now that we know the game is not gracing us with a text screen, and instead, a trip around... Kyoto? Yes! Kyoto! Excellent. Yeah, it is still my intention to go to Japan at some point, and I'll do it, just... I'm just going to link with this face right here just before I finish my thought. Oh, Fade to Black. That's a rare one. But yeah, it's weird. I really want to go to Japan, and there's nothing stopping me. Like, I can afford to take a week or so off work. I can afford to go, hop on a plane or whatever. But I couldn't ever imagine myself just going on holiday by myself. Like, I have to go with somebody, or to be with somebody. Like... okay, I go to Dragon Con so I can hang out with my Risei. And I'm going to Canada so I can hang out with my Canadian friend who I haven't given a cute pet name yet. And I always wonder if that tower does anything, but I guess it doesn't. Oh, last one. I'm going to Texas to hang out with my care package giver. I just couldn't go to some place on my own. One of these days, I'm going to get used to the game throwing me up there as I pass by. And I'm told that something else can happen if you walk down the road like that, but I don't know what what it is or how to trigger it. Game, have you misfired? Because I don't think those creepy face textures are meant to be there. Or are they? Because the stone panels look like they're meant to be there. So I don't even know. I've lost the ability to even... Gonna have to go and eat something with pumpkin spice in it from that care package from Sam. I want to go back to something I began saying in an entirely unrelated video. Video that wasn't even video gamey. I think it is a shame that we don't do pumpkin season in England. And I don't understand that. Because it's not like pumpkins don't grow in this country. Or can't grow in this country, at any rate. Much like how I can't see the bullet casings down there. Man, you can tell when I'm kinda scared because I start cracking wise. Like, I like to make jokes at things that scare me because then I can kinda laugh at it and instead of just panicking. And the textures on these boxes are like the most 90s thing I have seen in a long time. Wait a second. Did you just refuse to play sounds? You did? Interesting. And stupid. Because I didn't mean to look like that. But there it is. I wonder why I didn't make any sound, because there wasn't anything down there. It's not like I was, you know, walking over a model or anything like that. Anyway, time to go down the hole, see what it did to the dream chart. My guess is that one square, just off to the right. Yep, there it is. Oh, same one as last night too, it seems. Now, I have a stack of hypotheses about this game. Namely, related to what the dream chart does, and how to move around it. Every time I come to test it, the plan falls apart. I don't think I'm ever going to understand this game. And I think that the sooner I come to realize this, the better for everyone. Oh, and I'm back in Kyoto. In the same spot as last night, too. Now see, now I have another idea about what the dream chart means. You are a mean one, Mr. LSD. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh. Well, since the face isn't here, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, most of my recent excursions to Kyoto have been to link with a face on the wall. So now... back to take a walk down the river, I think. On this side. I want to see what happens. Or, more likely, if I still jump when the game inevitably launches me up on the balcony. I'm guessing yes. Because I am not good at pattern recognition, and it's shockingly easy to make me jump. Is she even on that boat? Because it looks like she's floating off just to one side. You see, I very often joke about not needing 3D imagery because, like, I understand the concept of perspective and basic depth perception, but then you get games that screw with you like that, and I don't even know what's going on. I very rarely know what's going on at any given time, so any semblance of competency is just me kinda blagging my way through it. Otherwise known as adulthood. Nothing happened, so I'm gonna change it up a bit, or not, because Godzilla Ox isn't there. What is that up in the sky? It's not meant to be the draw distance. Oh, I guess we'll never find out, because I linked. Although from what I could see, it looked a lot like the sun over the temple. And that sounds like it'd make a good Japanese indie band name. Most things make good band names if you just say them like that. And you know something? I kinda like how my instinct is to bow to the room I spawn in before I even check whether or not it's the right floor or location. Now, if that were AI that I had programmed, I would be ashamed of myself. I would make test footage of it, so I could laugh at the silly AI doing things that it really shouldn't. But I would mostly be ashamed of myself for clutching together such dopey intelligence. And I'm sure I mentioned this before, but one of the problems with doing programming work and game design is that it lets you spot all the flaws in whatever projects are made using the same engine as the one you use. Now, I don't know why I felt like walking backwards, just letting my real-life tics seep into the main game. I like how I describe this as the main game. Like, what, there's 365 days worth of LSD, and then there's the DLC that keeps going an extra week, extends the story or something stupid like that. Now, I know that I have expressed this opinion before now, but I'm always disappointed you cannot see the ground from the roof. I mean, I don't see why you'd be able to, given the game's draw distance and all, but I just think it would help to give the game more of a grounding in reality if it existed in Euclidean space. Ooh, and now I'm going to play with a bin full of body parts. Maybe? Huh. I don't know why this thing only triggers when you look down. I mean, surely it would be just as creepy to have the bin overflowing as you were standing there looking at it. Like, all the arms are spawning from within and pushing their way out. Sounds like nightmare fuel right there. Although with that said, my nightmares, and in fact all of my dreams for the past couple of weeks, have involved being in school again. So make of that what you will. Game, I love you very much, and you have provided years upon years of entertainment for me, and you are giving me a reliable stopgap between projects as a comfortable place to come and unwind. Do you think we can move off the y-axis in today's video? I don't care if it's up or down, just something other than a neutral mood. Do you think you can do that? And that's a really good joke, game, spawning me in the floor so I literally have to move up to continue. That's pretty clever. I'm gonna get away from that creepy dog. And I don't know why, but I don't recall a single instance where I've dreamt of a vicious monster or animal. Except for bees. Like, not giant mutant killer bees, just the regular kind. It's pretty embarrassing. And when I dream of stuff that scares me, it's almost always some kind of malformed human. Like, nothing specific springs to mind, but when my brain decides that I need to dream of something messed up, it really, really goes for it. Moving on. I don't think the whale will be one of my usual haunts. I'm not like the man in the room in the cottage, but it's always fun to take a quick look. If you use a very loose definition of fun. Like, for example, the kind of fun that sends you to a horrible place, like this one. I was talking to somebody about this recently, and we were saying how the Violence District, and this game as a whole, is pretty scary, predominantly because it isn't scary. Like, there's no dramatically scary music, and there's no monsters giving chase. There's a guy kicking a corpse, though. Great. But there's no sense of oppression and dread, and you're not... The term that I like to use to describe good horror like Silent Hill 2 or Fatal Frame is alone with something that hates you. This is just a collection of, badly rendered PlayStation buildings. But yet it's got that je ne sais quoi that just throws you, So I'm going to go in here, because I always look in and never go in, and I reckon inside is where the content lies. He says, apparently incorrectly. Oh, the more interesting thing about the recent conversation I had about this game is that it happened in real life. I was actually stood beside somebody using mouth words to say things about my videos. That was a great sentence, CPC Gamer. I will come back here later on, but forge ahead for now. So what happened was, right, Machine Supremacy posted on their Facebook page that they were going to do a show in my town that night. And I had to double and triple check, because nothing happens in my town. Least of all, my favourite band just showing up out of nowhere. Ultimately, I ended up going to the show with my friend Abe. And we're just hanging out, talking about my videos before things get going. And according to him, my videos are best enjoyed with a glass of rum in one hand. Because of the inherent unease that they cause, not to make my things more bearable. And then we stopped talking about my videos, because we came to realize that, holy crap, Machine Supremacy are like right there, and we're gonna listen to some Swedish heavy metal. And I still didn't fully regain my hearing. Like, it doesn't matter when this video goes up, because given how loud and how long the show was, I don't think I'm ever gonna get back to 100% efficiency. Worth it though. Totally worth it. And the opening act was pretty good too. There's a band called Neonfly, and they're really good. Gunnar, what are you doing here? You're not meant to be in this building. You're certainly not meant to trigger such that you shoot me. Bye then. Alrighty, now we've respawned. Back to the important things I had to say. Neonfly are not as heavy as Machine Supremacy, but still worth a listen. And if I remember, I'll put a link to something in the description for this one so we can all share the love. And you know what? I will also try to remember and invert the colours for this section, because I want to see what it's meant to look like. I don't know how I know that this is inverted, but I get the feeling that it is, rather than just being trippy and neon. And I hope I'm able to use that view as a thumbnail. Wait, of course I can. I can use literally anything I like as a thumbnail for this. YouTube gave me the custom thumbnail function months ago, I just never really used it, because what is the point? I mean, boobs is the point, but I don't know if I could reasonably tie that into what I'm doing right now. And I just want to talk about the entirety of the show from start to finish, because, I mean, yes, it was amazing to fulfill a 10-year dream, but mostly I went out and I did something. I never do that. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, you guys, but this game had a bit of sponsorship with Beams, Basic and Exciting going on. Thanks, Daisy. Whoa. Yeah, thank you for sending me back here, I guess. Well, time to go explore the warehouses again, and see what terrible things they choose to throw at me today. Although, with that said, I'm going to take a long-winded route. See if I can spot any more ridiculous textures hiding here and about. Whoa, speaking of... Is that a face? Or is that just something I'm seeing in a horrible tie-dye mess? That's pretty creepy. Oh, but I do recognize you! You're in the Maiko Girls book in the cottage. Sometimes. Weird. You know, you could probably construct some sort of narrative from that. Like, the author saw that girl somewhere, and the image just keeps showing up in her mind no matter where she goes. And as I say this, I choose to go and take a look if the corpse guy is there. He needs a name beyond Corpse Kicker, because that one sounds like a doom metal band that's run out of your nana's garage. Oh, well, that's not going to happen. Thank you, game. Well, time to call the video, I do think. So, join us next time for more LSD, and until next time, goodbye.